Hey, everybody. Welcome to Pink Shade. It's Monday, Mugshot Monday, Malfeasance Monday, Meatloaf Monday. It's time for Life After Lockup. Keisha, how's it going?
It's going.
Girl, people were not happy that we didn't have video last week.
I think I saw something like that.
You guys, it was our birthday. We had to give ourselves a break.
And here's the thing, y'all. We so didn't look cute that day at all. Did we both have on pajamas? I think we had on sweatshirts.
We were just like, just come as you are. Yeah. I mean, there is video of it, but it is not for public consumption.
No, that is like something that you blackmail someone with. Like, don't forget I got this video and how you look now. Don't make me publish it. So,
Keisha, I think every time I see you, you look the same. You look like picture perfect, makeup, everything, hair, everything perfect. I've never really ever seen you look bad.
Yes, you have.
I mean, you've seen me look like straight out of the bed, like I've been punched in both eyes.
You have seen me look like absolute dog shit. Trust and believe. You have.
All right. What does your shirt say?
It's a Twilight t-shirt.
Oh, Twilight. Okay. All I could see was W-I, and then I saw the G. I was like, does her shirt say wig? Okay. All right. That's your guy.
Now, it wouldn't be put it past me to wear a shirt that just said wig.
Wig.
And I'd be talking about Kim Zolciak. Bye, wig. Bye, wig. Bye. Bye.
I know you talked about Kim on your podcast last week. The Libra Lounge with Keisha is her podcast, y'all. What's happening? Is there a development with them that I missed?
They just refuse to get a divorce.
Yeah.
They just, I don't, just let it go. I mean, even the house is tired of seeing them. The house is just like, look, this is a barren house. Just you and your kids, pack up the shit. The love is gone and move on out of here.
Yeah.
I saw she was at the jail. She actually just posted a picture of herself with her real hair. She's like, real hair, don't care. And there's nothing better than real hair. I'm like, when like 99% of the rest of your body is fake, I guess having real hair is a big achievement. So
I think her hair is just like, it's like a dirty blonde and it's probably just like straight. I don't think it's anything.
She has good hair. I don't know why she wears a fucking wig.
I don't either, especially the bad ones that she used to wear. They were so bad. Look like plastic.
In the beginning, synthetic wigs all the way. Those were poor times.
Those were Big Papa times.
I didn't realize how much money Big Papa really had times.
I will tell you that this week on our program here, Life After Lockup, they spent quite a bit of time in Alexandria, Virginia. Quite a bit of time.
With Kerok and Britney.
Every time it would say Richmond, Virginia, I'm like, that is 1 mile from my house where they are. What are you talking about? They are not in Richmond.
They were that close to you, and now they're that close to me.
And I didn't even know. I mean, you have a better chance now that they really live there of seeing them. If I would have known. And by the way, when we get to it, I went on Facebook and looked up the girl that owns Christopher's Flowers, because when Dave ever sends me flowers, it's from Christopher's Flowers.
Oh, really?
So I went and looked it up because that girl looked like she might be about my age. And I have like 6 Facebook friends that are in common with her, that are people who are my really good friends. So maybe I'll have to do a little investigative journalism.
That would, I think that, I don't think I fancy any of the places that Britney and Kerok would be at. So there goes that.
We'll have to see when they film next, because you'll be like, oh my gosh, I go to that place all the time.
I guarantee you that's probably not going to happen.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. I'm just saying.
Well, let's get started with our program here. It's Life After Lockup, Season 5E, Episode 4. Can you hear the people in the background talking? Should I tell them to be quiet?
Can you see Sushi in the background?
I can see
trying
Sushi.
To jump on a damn pillow with his diaper on
But listen, can you hear them?
No.
You can't hear.
Okay, I can hear Dr. Jimmy now, but that's Dr. Jimmy. He can say whatever the fuck he wants, whatever the fuck he wants. He saves lives. He can come be on the podcast right now if he wants to.
He does save lives.
He can replace you right now, and we can have a whole new podcast, him and I.
He's a wannabe comedian. Hold on one second. Do y'all mind just keeping it down just a smidge in the kitchen? Can y'all just keep it down a smidge in the kitchen? I would love that. Okay. She said maybe. Okay. The name of this episode is Red Flags and White Dresses. And I really feel like we've had an episode named Red Flags and something something before.
Because it's Love After Lockup. So, of course, I'm sure several episodes have had the title of Red Flag something.
Yeah.
It's a show all about nothing but red flags.
I know. It seems like every episode could be Red Flags and something.
It really could be. Yes.
So, well, let's start out with Bianca and Daniel. So we open up with he's asleep on the couch, and she comes in there and is like, "Why are you on the couch?" And she goes, "I had a bad day yesterday, and I'm sorry. I just wanted to have a drink and have fun with your cousin."
Too much fun with that cousin.
Yeah. And she says, "In prison, I feel like maybe you led me on." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "I've been out of prison for like 2 days." And she goes, "Yeah, you've been out for a few days, and I don't have a ring."
Okay, he's also been out 2 days. You've already tried to have his child, and you've already tried to get him drunk. Right. So we're not off to a very, very good start here, Bianca. Not at all. Not at all.
And she goes, "I don't have a ring, and maybe you didn't exactly say that's what was going to happen, but that was expected. And like we did that paperwork to get married in prison." And he goes, "Yeah, I know, I agreed to that, but that was a mistake. I'm glad it didn't go through." And then his talking head, he goes, "Shit hitting the fan right away with her is just really not a good sign."
Yeah. I mean, including it's been two or 3 days and she still hasn't washed her hair. She's still resting on the dry shampoo she used last week to get her through this week too. Because she's looking worse and worse and worse.
There's no dry shampoo in the world that's going to fix that situation. There's no. It's we're past dry shampoo. We're past.
Oh, okay.
It's not going to help.
She needs to do something. I
mean, she needs a SOS hair washing.
She needs a little sprucing up.
She does. And so he goes, "You only talk about marriage. Is that what is going to make you feel secure?" And then he goes, "Is that what's going to make you feel secure? Tell me about that." This is a man that's been in a lot of therapy and a lot of AA meetings. He's like, tell me more about that. Yeah.
I like he does not like bow down to her. He calls her out on her shit. And he's like, when he says he's not going to do something, he's like, "I'm not going to do it."
He's like, "These are my
boundaries. I'm not making you coffee.
Yeah.
I'm not. No.
So now we go round 20 on the coffee situation. And she goes, "You just have to understand that like little things will make me feel appreciated." And he goes, "Are you talking about the fucking coffee again?"
She can't let it go. It's
and he
like
goes,
CoffeeGate 2024.
And he goes, "Come on. I made you breakfast. I'm not going to do everything." And she goes, "Well, I mean, it was like first in the morning and then like you wouldn't even get me coffee." And he goes, "Are we already on this? Like this is a power trip."
And most people don't like for someone else to even make their coffee because I don't feel like someone can make my coffee like I like it.
I know. This morning, Dave and I made 2 cups of coffee and I go, "I'll bring it to you. What do you want in?" And he goes, "I'm going to make it myself." Like he didn't want me to make him coffee.
Yeah. I feel like even if I tell a person exactly what to put in it, it's still not going to be right. So I just rather do it myself.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
So she goes, "You can show me you love me. And it starts with the little things." He goes, "You can walk on your own." And then, and she goes, "I mean," and she starts to laugh. And then she starts to talk again. And he goes, "Hey, listen." And he raises his voice to like talk over her. He wasn't yelling at her. He just was like, "Listen." And she goes, "Oh my God, babe, don't yell at me. I will just shut down. Like, this is the dumbest conversation. Please don't raise your voice at me. We won't be together. Like, I can't take that. We won't be together."
Okay, so she's so confused. She's like, "I want to be pregnant, but I want to be an alcoholic. I want us to be married, but I also want us to break up." So what is it? What is it? She needs to have a talk with herself before she has another conversation with Daniel.
You're exactly right. And he goes, when she goes, "We won't be together. I can't take it." And he goes, "Okay, babe, so that's not on me. That's on you. And so we don't need to be together, but you want to get married."
Yeah.
In the talking head, she goes, "I have a timeline and I'm realizing shit's a lot harder than I thought it would be." I mean, I don't know what she thought. She is only 12 years old. So, I mean,
a 12-year-old has lower expectations. Like he legit just met his probation officer. You know what I mean?
Barely. Yes.
Barely. Like he's only slept in the bed one night. What we have seen one night.
And now he's on the couch. So we're on day 3. So he goes, "People yell. And she goes, but it's over something so stupid. And he goes, yeah. So in our talking head, she goes, I've been in relationships where it starts out with yelling and then it goes to throwing things and then it's full on abuse. And I know this is a huge change for him because he's used to being around dudes, but he's not respecting my boundaries. I mean,
Which
literally, he did
ones?
not
Like,
yell at her.
but she crosses her own boundaries.
Right.
So, I mean, if he is crossing boundary, you're leading him to do that, but he's totally nice, sticking up for himself.
I'm telling you, he's been in treatment, he has been in AA, he has been therapy and counseling. He is like, this is my boundary and I'm setting it and I don't care. So so she goes, I mean, if you're making breakfast, you can just get my drink. And he goes, no, I was setting the bar because if I do that for you every time, you will expect it every time. I'm not your slave. I made breakfast. I'm not going to get your coffee and do the dishes because I'm not your housekeeper.
I
And
mean,
she,
here's the thing.
he is leaping way
right.
he is right, but he's also leaping way too far over to.
I think so too, because I feel like if you're not working and I'm supporting you, you can also wash the dishes and make the breakfast. What else are you doing?
We ran into that with Hannah and Nick on Love is Blind. Same thing.
Yeah. So I get it, but now I think he's just pissed off at this point.
Now he's like, you were making me draw my boundary even harder. And probably in his mind, he's like, all right, tomorrow if I make breakfast, I'll bring you some coffee and like, haha, I'll be fine. But now she's digging her heels in about it. And he's realizing I'm 31, she's 23, and this is what's happening,
Yes.
So she goes, we're just getting to know each other right now. And in a healthy relationship, we need boundaries. But if it's not a relationship, if you can't do things that make the other person happy, like make my coffee. And he says, don't rely on me to do things for you and make you happy because that won't work. So, I'm telling you, this is all coming from his work that he's done on himself. And she goes, so if we get married and have kids, then I just do everything because you're just not going to do it. And he goes, he goes, that's different. He goes, you have legs that work. She goes, this is a red flag. And I have nothing more to say to you. I have to be done with the conversation. And he goes, well, what if I say I'm sorry and you say you're sorry? And then they kiss and make up. But believe me when I tell you, CoffeeGate 2024 is not over.
It's not. And I have some bad news for you guys.
What is it?
So she posted.
She's pregnant with twins.
Well, she most definitely is pregnant.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it Daniel's baby?
And I don't know if it's Daniel's or if it's from, the Rage Fuck with Robert.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah. And they're also filming for another season.
If they're filming, then it's definitely his baby. Oh, I bet his parents are going to be mad.
I'm like, Daniel, why? Now you're trapped. But she doesn't look better with a little bit of baby weight on her. I mean, she's not announcing the baby that she's pregnant, but she's hashtagging baby and she clearly looks pregnant.
You don't think she's just sticking her stomach out to get attention?
No. A woman has that pregnant look about her.
Yeah, sometimes in the nose. Yeah,
she's a little bit thicker, and it's pregnant. He did it. Maybe it's been a year. Foreplay and just got her pregnant. I think she needs longer than a year. That bitch needs like 5 years to grow up.
Maybe they realized that Plan B costs a lot of money, and it's not effective birth control.
Yeah, because that's why they have birth control.
Right. So, okay. And so in the talking head, he goes, I don't know what's going on here. I think there's something more bothering her that she's not telling me. Like, I don't know. And he says, all right, Robert's here. I'm gonna go see Robert. So he leaves. Bianca FaceTimes Andres and
his hair and all his hair,
his George Michael Wham hair,
John Cougar Mellencamp, all of the 80s hairdos, all put into one child. There it is.
I want to say like not Robert Palmer. Robert Plant had that big hair. It's any kind of like pompadour, like Farrah Fawcett wings on a man.
That's how it is. I mean, but he's got thick hair. He's got
gorgeous hair
on him. He's got good hair. There's just the haircut that's the problem.
It's gorgeous. And so she goes, Andres, will you come visit me? And he goes, yeah, girl, I'm there. Are you paying? I'm coming.
Right.
And she goes, you got to come here and help me talk some sense into this man.
Yeah,
So
that's gonna work.
yeah, sure. He's going to listen to this guy. And she says, I went out to get a drink with his cousin and he got upset and then his mom got upset and he's just not understanding me. Like people my age want to drink. Let's get real. Um, and then she tells Andre, it's like, he doesn't want to get married right away. And Andre goes, oh, that's fucked up. And she goes, I know. And I have no one out here.
Well, you've only been there a week.
And he's been out 3 days.
And he's been out 3 days. You haven't had time to maybe go to a hair salon. Start there. You can make new friends. You get your hair washed, get a blowout, maybe get your nails done. Maybe they'll put a little makeup on your face, sprucing you up a little bit. Start there.
Just a little color on your cheeks.
Girl, because iron tablets, that's instead of thinking about plan B, she needs to worry about a multivitamin with extra iron in it. Because
you're so right. You're so right. So now Rob and Daniel sit outside to talk. And I gotta say, Daniel is, in the top of good looking people we've had on the show.
Cute. I mean, he's like, I would look at him out in public. Like he's cute.
Yeah.
I like him. Yeah.
So they sit to talk. And Daniel goes to Rob. He goes, hey, what went down at the bar, bro? Like what happened there? And Rob goes, yeah, at the bar, Bianca flat out said she had a drinking problem. And he goes, wait. How many drinks did you have? And how many drinks did she have? He goes, I had 2 drinks. She had 3 drinks. And so Daniel goes, so she told you she has a drinking problem, but then she continued to drink. And he goes, yeah, like I understand why she doesn't want to give it up and everything, but she probably should give it up. And Daniel
and
goes,
then he didn't count the shots that they took.
Yeah, I think that some of that was water. I think if I had to guess, if we're believing what's on our screen to be true, I think probably Rob had a drink and a shot and she had 2 drinks and a shot.
2 drinks and a shot. Okay.
And then they both had those big things of water. But it's interesting because he's like, so you're telling me she said she had a problem with drinking and then she continued drinking. How many alcoholics?
That's what people with drinking do.
How many alcoholics has Daniel met? And being one himself, seems like he would know. I mean,
yeah. I mean, cheers.
I mean,
oh no.
So in the talking head, he says, I'm seeing a lot of red flags in Bianca. Because remember, she just said she saw red flags about him.
Yeah.
So then Rob tells Danielle, Bianca told me, and I have a problem with this too, man. She wants more foreplay. And Daniel goes, wait, she was talking to you about her sex life. What is their sex life? They have known each other 2 days.
And then, but why would you talk to his family member about it? That is something that you should have had with your friend Andres on the phone.
That's right.
Because y'all know each other and he doesn't know Daniel, but no, you go to his cousin and tell him.
And he's true. It's right because they were drinking at the bar and he's like, let me just tell you the secret.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So Daniel goes, she was talking to you about her sex life? That's fucked up. Like that actually, he goes, that actually makes me upset, dude. Like you shouldn't have to hear that about your cousin. And Rob's like, yeah, I don't want to. And Rob goes, Bianca's thought is that she gave up a lot and spent a lot to be here with you. And I think she thinks you're responsible for her happiness. And Daniel goes, Robert, look, man, I'm scared. I love her, but I am battling a battle. I'm afraid it's going to spiral fast.
It already is spiraling.
Spiraled into a pregnancy, I guess.
Yeah. Oh boy. Hopefully things are totally better now.
I'm hoping that she stopped drinking and or just said, let me just not drink for like a couple weeks and see how's it doing and see if she really feels like she needs it. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can. Yeah. Okay. Y'all, we all dread the whole what should we have for dinner question. I swear on my life, it starts in this house around the time we're eating lunch. People start asking, what are we having for dinner? It drives me crazy. Inevitably, sometimes we order takeout and it's easier sometimes, but my gosh, it's never satisfying. And I'm always like, I feel so gross. Why do we keep ordering takeout? So this is why I'm loving Home Chef. It makes it really easy to cook at home and the food is tons better. You feel better about it. And by the by, it saves you money. I love meal kits. Being able to feast on a delicious meal without the long prep and cook times is what drew me to Home Chef in the first place over the other guys as well. Home Chef meals are effortless, even for somebody like me who is not like the world's greatest cook, but I can follow a card with a recipe like nobody's business. Home Chef provides those fresh ingredients and chef-designed recipes conveniently delivered right to your door. When you open your door and you see it there, you pop it in your fridge or freezer, you're like, okay, my week is done. I don't have to have this fight with my family 3 times a week about what is for dinner. They have the classic meal kits, which is what I like. That has the pre-portioned ingredients, the easy instructions. That's what I like. Then they also have some speedy recipes that can be ready in 30 minutes. They have oven-ready kits already, and they have microwave meals. So whatever you're looking for, they have it. I like the classic meal prep because I like to do it myself because I might like to add a little of this, take a little less of that. Sometimes they send me mushrooms. I don't like that. You may like extra mushrooms. You know, whatever is your thing, Home Chef is there for you. They have over 30 options a week that serve a variety of dietary needs. So you don't have to worry about like what to make ahead of time. And this person likes this, and maybe the friend's coming over that's a vegetarian or whatever. Ooh, that sounded pretty specific. Not only is it convenient, but it's economical too. Home Chef customers save an average of $86 a month on groceries. That's an entire trip to the grocery store, guys, or like 2 fill-ups of your car. They have a delicious kid-friendly family menu with 18 new options each week for your kids or your adult kids who only like to eat kid food. For a limited time, Home Chef is offering my listeners 18 free meals plus free dessert for life and, of course, free shipping on your first box. Go to homechef.com/pinkshade. That's homechef.com/pinkshade for 18 free meals and free dessert for life. You heard me right. homechef.com/pinkshade. But you must be an active subscriber to receive the free dessert. Do it and tell me what you ordered. Let's go to Kim and Joey. All right.
Okay,
Kim and Joey. Kim is going wedding dress shopping for the 3rd time.
yeah.
We
That's
see
a lot of wedding dresses.
Can't you just repurpose one?
Yeah, I'm thinking she should have got the 2 and it says, someone said, can you make me my 3rd one out of these 2 instead of, I mean, wedding dresses are pretty expensive.
Very expensive. So she's going wedding dress shopping for the 3rd time. We see some funny photos of her first 2 weddings. The first one is like her, like she's like, with like her tooth out and a drink in her hand. And the second one looks like she's getting married on the beach. I think that was the guy with the blonde hair. And she's at the Duchess dress shop in Eden, North Carolina, or maybe it's outside of, somebody could tell us. And she meets up with Tatum's toes, and they're both like, oh my God, it's so fancy in here. Like, we should not even be in here. We should not be at it's so much cuter in person. I'm so nervous. It's hilarious.
It's very funny. And again, I'm like, where does Kim get all this money from? Like,
exactly.
But Tatum looked good. Tatum looked good.
Tatum is cute.
Tatum looked really good. I think she took a Xanax before she came.
For sure.
So she could chill the fuck out. And, you know, hopefully Joey won't whistle at her or any man at all.
She checked to make sure that place had good AC so she didn't have to bring her personal van. Yeah.
Yes, I get it. I get it.
So in the talking head, Kim goes, Joey, you know, he's the love of my life. And this time is different. And I know he's the right person at the end of the aisle. And I just need to look perfect. So she and Tatum are looking at the dresses, and Tatum goes, look, last time I seen you was at the engagement party, and I should not have walked out like that. I apologize. I was just very upset. And Kim tells her she loves her. You know, she's her bestie. She's her cousin. And she says, I want to be sure you're comfortable. And I'm sorry that you got put in that position, but I just want us all to mesh.
Yeah. Okay.
And the talking head, Tatum goes, I know the old Joey, and he's not trustable. So I hope Kim sees something in him.
Wait, trustable? She really said trustable?
Trustable. He's not trustable.
Is that a word? Because that sounds like some shit I would say.
It's not a word.
Like make up a word. It's not a word.
And earlier she said, last time I seen you. So Tatum's country, y'all. She's country. And she said the old Joey is not trustable, and she hopes Kim sees something in him that she doesn't. So she's trying to be positive. She's like, maybe there's something there that she just has. What. We don't see it.
No, we have not seen anything. And I'm talking about from the looks to lack of jaw, lack of personality, spending habit, quite a few.
Don't forget the thing you always say about him.
Oh, and them women hips. He is ready for a baby. Maybe he's gonna carry Bianca's baby. I don't know, because they are ready. I mean, I've never looked at his jug, so I don't know if they're ready for a milking or not. But I'm gonna leave Joey alone.
No,
His hips don't lie.
So Kim comes out.
Yes.
She comes out in a dress that's really pretty. It needs to be let out a little, but it is really pretty. And Kim's like, we just have to think about Joey. This is all new and different for him. The life, the kids, being out of prison, being sober. Like, it's all new and different. And as long as he stays sober and is taking the steps he needs to, I just really want it to work with him. And then they joke, like, either third time is the charm or 3 strikes and you're out.
That was funny. That was actually
funny. Although I got to say, if 3 strikes and you're out, I'm going to give it 1 year till she's got a new man.
Yeah, she's the type of woman, she can't be without a man.
She said she hadn't been out without a boyfriend since she was in kindergarten.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she comes out in another dress, and
she looked great.
Really gorgeous.
Yeah, she looked like a totally different person. I'm like, it made her body look just like everything was put together. Snatched, and yeah, she looked good.
Now, I don't think sleeveless is the way to go, but that silhouette of that dress was great. I think she could add on a sleeve, or like one of those little what do you call it, little bolero jackets that is like sheer, that would kind of add something. She
ain't gonna do that.
I know. These ladies don't do that, but the dress itself, looked great.
Yes.
Anyway, she says, I'm so excited to get married to Joey and everything, but I got to get divorced first. And I'm still technically married. And Tatum goes, girl, why are we here in this fancy shop? She said, oh my God, you need to get a lawyer ASAP. Do you need a drink? Let's get a drink. Speaking of Joey being sober, let's all get a drink. So she says, I thought I could just go online and do it like I did the last time, but things has changed. It's not as easy as I thought. Well, probably because the guy is
probably COVID.
It was COVID. And then also I think that guy, the second husband who she's got the second kid with, I think he's not going so easy. He's not just going to sign something.
No, he's texting her and stuff about getting back together. So he's still interested in her.
Yeah. So she goes, and Joey, he's always thought, that Kyler Kyson, whatever that Kyler Case, whatever that
one of the K's.
Kyler Kyson, Kimberly. We thought he was the dad. And so he keeps asking me about the DNA results, and I'm like, no, it hadn't come in yet. I told him I hadn't gotten the results, which probably means she has gotten
the results. Yeah.
And she goes, and what if it affects my kid with this information? Well, you should have thought about that before you put it on TV.
Yes, that is very true. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And what if it affects my divorce?
It could.
But I don't. Is the dad the father of both those kids, or two different dads?
It's supposed to be one dad.
Right. So why would it matter in her divorce if the older kid is Joey's? Because the second divorce we're trying to do is the dad of the second kid. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's
I thought they both were the second dad's kid.
Okay, maybe they've got the same dad.
Yeah.
Okay. So if one kid is not his, then yes, it affects your divorce, because
I think so.
Well, it affects everything. It affects the dad that even though we really don't know his dad, it doesn't seem like.
Yeah. It's gonna fuck up a lot of stuff.
So I think and then she goes, he's gonna be so mad. So is he gonna be so mad because Kyler Case and Kimberly is not his child, or he's so mad because she's still married, or what? All of it.
It's a lot of stuff he could be mad at.
So,
but if she just buys him new rims, he'll be completely fine.
We're gonna get those rims for your car, baby.
Yes.
I'm gonna get you a fuzzy steering wheel cover, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm gonna get you some of those balls that hang off the back of the car to make you look real cool.
Real manly in the car pickup line with all the other moms. Yes.
And she says, I don't like it when he hides things for me. So I do need to tell him. I do. And Tatum goes, do you feel like he's pushing you to do a lot of things? And she goes, yeah, I do. And Tatum goes, but then what if you get married to him and then he takes all your shit?
I mean, we know he likes to take her debit card and do whatever the hell he wants to with it. So, I mean, Tatum's got points.
He's got to get a job. Can he work at
Yes,
Tatum's
he does.
toes? Can he check people in for the pedicures? I know. It's probably
all the
he
customers.
doesn't need to be around that many women.
No, he doesn't at all. He's not very trustworthy.
Okay, let's go on to Tennie and Rob. Now, again, under Rob's name, it says tarp and supply worker. But again, on this episode, he says he does pre-safety inspections for trucks. Is it at a tarp and supply company? We don't know.
Maybe.
Okay. So
I'm surprised no one has written you and told you.
I know. Can somebody find that out and tell me? So Rob goes to work with his buddy Trell. He's doing these truck pre-inspections, like I said. Trell's cute. Rob's cute. So
okay, I thought for sure that Mary Payne's going to ask me, why do both these men have on these do-rags?
Okay, well, I just assume because they're working and they're trying to protect their hairdos. I'm always about protecting your hairdo. Yeah.
Yes. They're kind of trying to protect the waves, and they want it, curl pattern a different way.
I thought about that the other night, Keisha, because I was like, if I go to sleep with my hair in like a silk scrunchie, and then when I take it out in the morning, it's kind of curly, and I can kind of make do with it for half the day before I have to take a shower. And I was like, I wonder if I slept with my hair in a bonnet, would it look real cute in the morning?
Well, if you don't sleep with a bonnet on, you should be sleeping with a silk pillowcase.
90% of the time I do.
Okay, good.
I do. And that's mostly from my wrinkles.
Well, it's good for you too.
Maybe it's good for your hair too. Yes. And so I don't sleep with my hair in my face because it's bad for your skin. It's bad for your hair. Okay. And your hair goes all over while you sleep and then you sweat. And that's not the problem. Okay.
I don't know how people sleep with their hair down.
I don't either. With all of their face and you're trying to turn over. And,
but a lot of people do. I can't.
I don't understand people go work out with their hair down and not in a ponytail.
That is the oddest thing to me. I'm like, how do you do that? Like,
you just want to sweat on your neck real heavy.
And that makes you hotter.
Makes you hotter.
I don't know.
All right. So in the talking head, Rob tells us he has found work. It's just temporary, but he hadn't had a real job in 16 years. And he got real far in a couple of interviews, but then it went to a screeching halt when they found out he just got out of prison. And he says, before prison, I was a lost cause. But during prison, I enrolled in school and I started all the way back like I was in kindergarten. And then I got my GED.
Good for him.
Well, I mean, but you do wonder, I wonder if they test him and say, okay, you're at an 8th grade level, so we're going to put you through at 8th grade. Or if he just said, nope, I'd like to start with C spot run. I'd like to start at the beginning.
Oh, that is
It's interesting why he started all the way.
Maybe I don't know. It's a good question.
Somebody let us know, because we have a lot of listeners out there that have been in the prison system themselves or have a spouse and they know, and they've been in education in the prison systems. You know that producer Ingrid's mother runs a prison band.
What is a prison band?
She's like the leader of a prison band. They go in, they play the instruments, and it's a prison band.
That's where Ingrid gets it from.
I know. That's where she gets it.
Yep. Not surprised at all.
And again, she's not listening. Although she does have a new way she's doing the editing where she has the transcripts because she's trying to find better places for the ads. And maybe she'll search for her name and she can find out when we talk about her.
We talk about her all the time.
All the time. And now we're talking about your mama. So, so he says in prison, he made a lot of money gambling. Now he's not now talking about the laundry business that he had with his brother that they made so much money. Now it's all from gambling.
Somebody was lying somewhere.
It doesn't make any sense because I know that he wasn't making that money gambling in prison and giving that to the former girlfriend, then giving that to his mom. It sounds like there was like a legit business somewhere, or maybe it wasn't legit.
It must not have been legit because he would still be doing it.
Right.
I would think. So I think it was something a little bit illegal. Maybe not big illegal, but a little bit illegal.
Just a scotch.
A little bit.
And so he goes, Tennie got spoiled, being a stay-at-home mom and buying whatever she wanted. And, I've considered doing things to make fast money, but I'm a family man now. I got kids to support, and that's not what a man does. I really have a lot of faith that Rob's going to turn out okay. I really do.
I think so too.
I really do.
But sometimes they let us down, but so far they seem to be doing okay according to their social media.
Just like Arthur. Still sad about it. So, Tennie comes to bring him lunch. It looks like she probably does that like every day because before he left home,
Yeah.
he's like, "Let me know about lunch." So she brings him a little lunch and they sit on the trunk, which is cute. And he talks about he's going to apply to get his commercial driver's license and it's $5,500 to take the course. And he goes, you've been home
That's a
for a
lot.
year. It's a lot. Well, I
I didn't
mean,
know it cost that much.
I'm glad it does. There's a lot of trucks on the road. I need him to be real safe.
A lot of damn money. I was like,
That's
well, shit.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it's like a semester at college. I mean,
Yeah.
or half a semester of college.
True.
So, he says, you've been home for a year, but I do think it's time now. You need to get a job. And she goes, yeah, I worked my whole life. Like, I'm not opposed to getting a job. I've worked my whole
Right.
life. It's going to be a little nerve wracking to change, but I can do it, And then she says, I've enjoyed this break, but I'll touch up my resume and I could probably get a job in 2 weeks. And we don't know what she did before, but she's like, I'm going
Right.
to touch up my resume and I could probably get a job in a couple weeks. And he goes, yeah. So for now, like while we're struggling, like call me before you make any purchases. And she goes, I got it. Like, and listen, we've definitely been in that place in our lives
Yeah.
where I'm like,
Yeah.
nobody, you don't do anything until we talk.
Yeah.
Because we're in a precarious situation here.
Yes. We've all been there. It's that watch your spending. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
we're in a crunch. We're in a crunch till the end of the year.
Yes.
So in her talking head, she says, I had Cheyenne at age 20 and I was a young single mother. And then didn't Cheyenne's dad die right away? Was it right away or when she was?
I don't think she was even a year or maybe a year.
She told us, but I can't remember, but it was a tragedy situation.
Yeah.
And she said, I was a young single mother. I went through struggles to pay the rent, to keep food in the house. And I've been through it. So I understand.
Right.
So Tennie tells Rob, she goes, yeah, I was going to tell you, there were another scene now. And she goes, I wanted to tell you that because he asked how the water park was, which means the production was probably like, make sure you ask her how the water park was. And
well, remember, but the timing on it, the editing's on it is bad.
Always.
Because we already saw them do that. And now he's saying that they had the conversation about the money and she still went out about the
water. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We're supposed to believe that they had the conversation twice, but I don't think so.
Right.
So she goes, yeah, the pool is really great because it's a pool and it's a water park. And so if you buy the season pass for a family of 4, which we are, then you get it for $250 for the whole season. And he stands up off the bed. He goes, what? He goes, I told you no purchase is over $100 and you have to tell me. He's not happy. But she goes, to be able to go to the pool and run them around and wear them out. I was like, okay, these are not 4-year-olds that you have to run around to get tired.
Yeah. And here's the thing. They probably are not going to want to go as often as you think they're going to want to go.
They're not going 4 times a week. They got other things to do.
Yeah.
But also I'm like, just get Nehemiah to bring his friends, So anyway, he's mad about that. And talking head together, they're singing together and they say they have accounts together. They each have accounts and they have accounts together, but it's all passwords are the same. Everybody can see it. And they go, and the kids can see it too. Oh, the other day he's like, oh, Daddy, today's your payday. I was like, now why you have that 11-year-old looking at your bank account?
That is funny. He's like, you get paid today. He's like, yeah, I do. Thanks.
I don't need my 11-year-old to know how much money I make. So, she also goes, look, here's the thing. I do like to shop and I do like nice things, but I am a bargain shopper. And we see your closet and everything. And she's like, but I mean, I am a bargain. I'm the same way. I like to shop. But I love a bargain.
Me too.
And I like to shop. I like nice. And she's like, that's true. She's like, that's true. So she says again, okay, I'm gonna look for a job. And then because he got mad about the park, she goes, I'm gonna look for a job. So he goes, oh, 2 weeks. Oh, you're so big and bad. 2 weeks, you're gonna get a job.
Right.
She goes, I am gonna have a job in 2 weeks. And she goes, why don't you look for a tattoo artist for that goofy ass tattoo? And I'm gonna get a job. And he's like, okay. She goes, now you got something to do. You need to research a tattoo artist to cover up that goofy ass tattoo. And I'm gonna get a job. He's like, uh-huh. And he walks out and slams the door. And she's all of this for a stupid water park pass.
Right. Mary Payne, I don't care if he had to cut his whole arm off. You don't come in my house with that woman's picture on your fucking arm.
You better have gone to CVS and gotten a flesh-colored, match your skin color bandage.
Yeah.
And we have that on there every time you leave the house like you're a burn victim.
I would be okay with that.
If people ask, you say you got burned in an accident.
I can't deal with that.
Nobody needs to see what's under it.
His face. No. He should have turned that into a lion. He could have turned it into a hyena.
He had so much money in prison. He could
And
have got it
prison
covered.
tattoos don't cost that much.
No, just a couple pack of ramen noodles. Come on now.
Exactly.
Okay. Melissa and Louie. Okay. He's all happy and smiley. He's got the ring. He's so excited. Now
Yes.
remember, it was $18,500, which
Whew.
is it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Now he's just dying to give it to her. He's like, I'm just dying to give it to her now. Like I'm saying, he's just so happy. In the talking head, he says, I'm going to lunch with Melissa, her sister. Is it Cherie or Sherry? It's Cheri. Sherry. And Sherry. Now she's the one that had the white girl dreadlocks for a while, but shouldn't have them anymore.
No.
Check them out.
The other sister has the dreadlocks.
Oh, I thought it was Sherry that had the dreadlocks.
Sherry is the one whose ex died of an overdose.
And she's got like tats all up to her neck.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're going for Dad's birthday, and he's excited to go because when nobody's around, he's going to ask for Dad's blessing.
Yes.
So Sherry says, does Dad know Louie's come to lunch? And she goes, yeah, I think we had concerns in the past, but Louie has really proven himself. I think Dad really likes him. And
how long has it been? It's been like over a year, right?
I think it's like 18 months. I usually write it down when they say like 18 months out of prison. I usually write it down, but with them, it's been so long, I don't write it down anymore.
I mean, we've had like 3 seasons with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Meredith, I can't believe you didn't say anything about where he hid that ring.
Where did he hide it? I was watching it on my computer in a moving vehicle.
Oh my!
I had 2 screens up, and we were going down the highway. I was taking notes.
He hid it in his denture box underneath his teeth.
You stop it! Now I didn't see that because I had a screen half this size.
Yes, that is where he hid, which means Melissa must look through a lot of his shit, and that would be the last place that she would look. It'd be the last place I look too.
But if he has his teeth in and the denture box is there, she might open it if she knows it's empty because his teeth are in his mouth.
Well, when he showed it, he was getting the teeth out.
Stop that. Okay, I'm glad I didn't see that because I don't need to have that vision of my Louie. Yeah. He's so cute.
Yeah, yeah, it is bad.
So she tells us that she does have problems with really trusting him because guys in the past have betrayed her, and we see all these shots of like her and these guys and her and these guys. And she says, and I really do have trust issues. Like if this guy betrayed me and that guy betrayed me, and I thought he was the one, what makes it so that Louie, would not do that?
Yeah.
And then Sherry says, Louie still needs to prove he can stay on the right path. Like she's a hard character. She's not here for Louie, but she's not as mean as she was. Okay.
I don't know about those Winehouse sisters. They could be pretty rough.
But by the way, when Sherry is sitting there talking to Melissa, you're thinking like, why didn't you ask for that nose?
I know.
Her nose is proportional to her face. It still is Italian. It still is beautiful.
Yeah.
It would have looked completely natural on her face because it's her sister.
Well, the thing that she has on her face is quite unnatural.
It is not settled or anything.
And you kept saying it's gonna settle. It's gonna settle. Like that shit ain't settling.
It didn't settle.
It's just bad.
It doesn't settle. So they go meet Dad for lunch, and they bring him look, Dad, we got you a gift. It's a blow up girlfriend or whatever. Throw it in water, makes girlfriend. Dad is 76 now, and when they first showed him, and then they showed that clip back, I was like, okay, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't remembering him differently because boy, does he look different.
Yeah. And then Melissa's like, he looks so skinny. I didn't believe him when I saw him. Like, well, when was the fucking last time you saw your dad?
When you said you don't even recognize him, then when was the last time you saw him?
When was the last time you saw him? Why are you not visiting your 76-year-old dad?
And then that also begs the question of if it was only a month and he got that thin in a month. We know somebody in our lives who very quickly in a couple of months span lost 50 pounds, and it's pancreatic cancer.
I know. Yeah.
So,
usually it's because you're very, very ill.
If somebody got that thin that quick, something is really wrong.
But no, it's not within that's a good question. When was the last time she saw her dad? That's crazy.
That's crazy. Because it wasn't even like, he didn't even do the whole like normally. He wouldn't be like, well, it's great to see you since you hadn't seen your dad in so long. I mean, most normal parents will be like, they'll call you out. Like, it's been 3 months. Why haven't you come to see me?
Right. He didn't but he just looked, he wasn't even his same, I'm going to grab a bat and beat you. No. He wasn't like that. I don't know. I'm worried.
I'm worried too.
Yeah.
So Louie arrives. He's like, "Oh, so glad to see you." And Dad opens his gift, with the whatever, with the girlfriend thing in it. And Louie is like, "Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so nervous. Like I can hardly eat. I'm
Right.
so excited." So Melissa conveniently walks out with her sister Sherry. "Oh, let me walk you out, Sherry." I mean, obviously
Yeah.
planned, but whatever. We'll pretend it wasn't. So Louie is talking to the dad about getting the blessing. And he's like, I love Melissa and I want to marry her. Like I'm ready to propose, but I want to come to you first. And Dad
Right.
says, well, I'm very protective of all my daughters. And Melissa is very strong and very independent. And, I want to know if you can keep up with her and keep on the straight path. And Louis says, yep, I totally have my shit together now, 100%. And then Dad goes, I approve. I approve it. You've done the right thing and you can keep up the good work. And he says, thank you to Louis. It's very sweet.
And I'm thinking maybe they should hurry up and get married while Dad can still walk down the aisle. I mean, knock on wood.
I'm kind of wondering if this is gonna
good.
if this is gonna be a storyline coming up, like she's gonna find out some bad news about her dad. I mean,
oh boy.
So, and then she's gonna really lean on Louis, and he's gonna show her that he could be there for, you know what I mean? Like you can see how it can play out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at Louis and Melissa's house, she's in the bathtub, in a towel, which is stupid. And then we see, clips of him doing like, everybody wake up. It's time to wake up and do 50 jump. His,
Oh, I hate those people.
I do too. I don't know. Nobody
all those endorphins
shirtless.
from exercise. No.
And he is doing these online videos to train people. And she says, I'm beginning to feel second best to his work. He's always trying to book clients and I'm always waiting for him to pay attention to me. So she tells him, he comes in and she's in the fake bathtub, whatever. Right. And she's like, I'm exhausted. I've worked at the post office all day and then at the bar. And so he has pizza. And she goes, I don't understand pizza again. Like if we have 5 jobs between us, why are we having pizza again?
Well, why didn't you order something different?
Girl, Uber Eats will come right to your house.
Yeah, exactly.
When I was talking to my dad tonight, he was like, have y'all ever heard of that thing, Uber Eats? I was like, Dad, all of our money goes to Amazon and Uber Eats. That's it. Those 2 places. Yes, we've heard of Uber Eats.
It's new to him. It's new.
He was like, those commercials are funny. So she has on a full beat, full makeup in the bathtub.
I cannot take a bath with makeup on my face because I sweat.
I can't do. I
just can't do it.
No kind of activity like that where I'm trying to clean. I got to clean my face too.
Yeah.
It's staged. It's stupid, whatever. So she tells him like, you work so much and the training and trying to get new clients and all that just consumes your time. And he goes, yeah, I'm saving my money because I have goals. He's trying to be like,
Yeah.
And he goes, do you think I'm doing all this for fun? She goes, yeah, I do. I think you do think it's fun to go on social media and get people to buy your supplements and get clients. He goes, yeah, because he's obviously got some sort of brand deal with supplements and probably gets 10% every time he sells a bottle. So yeah, he is.
It's about the girls.
Look and see how many followers he has on Instagram. I would like to know if he's on there and we got like 1% of those people buying those supplements with his code. Let's figure out how worth his while is.
Louie.
It's like Louie 90 Day or something, isn't it?
Love.
Not 90 Day. That wouldn't make sense. It's like Louie Love After Lockup. It has Love After Lockup in it, which it should.
I can't find them. I know Melissa's is Melissa Love or Life After Lockup, something.
Melissa's Old Nose. Is that what it is?
No, it is not.
Just kidding. We know that's somebody else. Just kidding.
Okay, here's Melissa.
Okay.
Let me find Louie.
She's tagged him in every picture. That's my man. That's my man.
Okay. He has 17.1 thousand followers.
Okay. That's not that many. I mean, obviously it's a lot more than we have, but that is he's not really.
He has. She's got 26.
Girl, you better be helping your man get some more followers.
Yeah, she should, most definitely. So
26 is probably, but I mean 17 is pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I don't know if he is like hashtag ad through Instagram. I bet he's like got a deal with something at the gym. And if anybody goes to this link and buys it through his gym, I bet he gets money that way.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Either way, it's money.
Either way, it's a little money he's got coming in addition to working at the pizza place.
Right.
So when she says, you think I do it for fun? She goes, yeah, I think you think it's fun to go on social media and try to get new clients and sell your supplements. He goes, yeah, I'm selling supplements. I'm trying to work. And he says, this is quality time. We could be together right now, but now you're in a bad mood. So his phone
She always
rings.
is.
Well, the phone rings and he gets, he's like, I got to get this because it's like a client.
No, she shouldn't have done. He
Not
should
at
not
that
have
moment.
done that.
Nope.
Nope. Mm-mm.
And she goes, yeah, it's always these like female clients are calling him all the time. Now, why is a female training client calling you at night? Because, Louie, I was doing 14 push-ups and I was wondering, do you think I should do 20? Like, what would be the question?
I don't. That bitch better stay safe. Like calling my man, you better go get in the kiddie pool because now you're over here in the ocean with a shark. Calling my man at night, like no.
And she's got those two sisters, and they don't mess around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she's super mad. So she throws her washcloth at him, and then he throws the pizza box at her, and she's like,
Not the pizza.
She's like, oh, don't ruin any good pizza. And she says, I'm really mad because when he was in prison, I was my only priority and he could talk to me all day and focus on me. And now I'm not a priority anymore.
Here we go. Do these bitches ever learn? They have all the time in the world in prison.
That's right.
Every phone call that you answer for them is all they have to look forward to other than like outside time.
Talking to a lawyer. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen when the Menendez brothers get out? How long are they going to stay married?
Because every woman is going to be trying to get at those boys.
And they have been in since 18 and 21, and now they're my age.
I think they should be released.
Oh, I do too.
Okay, I think
I do.
I'm happy. I'm happy they're getting released. I am.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's move on to Justine and Michael, and then
I'm so sick of them.
I know you are. But they're on our TV, so we have to talk about them.
And they have a podcast now.
Oh, of course they do. Everybody does. What's it called?
I don't even remember.
How to make
it's hard to read when your eyes are rolling in the back of your head.
Oh, Keisha, you're so funny. Okay. Justine and Michael. Okay, so they go to this lawyer's office and they're sitting outside like the conference room, and he's like, oh, this reminds me of those people sitting in there deliberating on my case. And she goes, okay, I wouldn't know. Okay. So in the talking head, she goes, we have to talk about medical decisions, custody situations, financial things. And these are not things we want to talk about, that it has to be done. And she tells the lawyer, she's like, hey, nice to meet you. She says, I'm pregnant. It's my 5th child. It's extremely high risk pregnancy. He also has 14 children and
a half.
We're not sure. Anyway, she says, and in an extreme case, where something happens to me, I don't want to be resuscitated. I want a blood transfusion and all that to save my life. But if there's no chance of survival, I don't want to lay there. I don't want my kids to have to come and see me like that. And he goes, I don't agree with that because what if something changes? They can bring you back. I am Michael in this situation. I'm like, nobody.
Me too.
Don't cut me off.
Yes.
Something could happen. I could come back.
I think I told James, give me 2 months. Give me 2 months and see what happens.
And
don't just give up on me that quick.
And come on in and sit down and talk to me. Make sure my hair looks pretty.
Pluck my chin hairs and don't let me be ashy and put some kind of stuff on my lips.
Yeah, I don't want dry lips. It's gross.
Me neither. Mm-mm.
So I've got my stuff right here. It's my lip stuff.
It's important.
It's important. So he's like, I just don't agree with all that. And the lawyer goes, okay, well, this is, why you need this. You could do a healthcare directive that says your exact wishes in all different cases. And she says, well, the other part is custody of my kids, of the kids that we don't share. Manhattan Barbie and this other one that's Bacon. And she goes, I have 3 kids. I have 2 boys aged 14 and 11 that have the same father who's not involved. And I have a daughter who's 19. And he says, well, you need to decide what will happen with the minor children. And she says, she explains to us that, Santana has autism and he is high functioning, but Kylie's been with him his whole life and really understands how to deal with him. And she says, well, I'm going to pick Kylie. And he goes,
Mhm.
he looks at her and she goes, I'm in a no-win situation. Just give me a chance to talk and explain. And he goes, no. He said, Kylie is a child. You're going to divide up the family. Oh, okay. And she goes, well, let me talk. And he goes, no, you and the lawyer have it all figured out. Nah, nah, nah. So he walks out like a big
It was
baby.
an emotional
Yeah.
it was an emotional response. I
She should have
get it.
warned him. She should have warned him
She
that,
should
yeah.
have warned him, but
Mhm.
it's Justine. Of course she fucking didn't warn him.
She probably did. Okay. I always feel bad for Justine because you're so mean to her.
I don't think I'm mean to her. I just repeat the shit that she does. And it sounds stupid when I say it out of my mouth. She does.
So in the talking head with production, he says, as a father, this makes me feel like I'm not trusted. And if something happened with the kids, of course I'm going to step up for all the kids. And the
But
talking
he
head,
cannot do it by himself. There's no
no, he
way.
can't even do it with a wife and a bunch of
Without punching holes in the
19-year-olds running
wall.
around helping,
Yeah.
So in the talking head, Justine says, the biggest obstacle we have is Michael's lack of patience and lack of patience with Santana. And then, of course, we see him
Yes.
going, you broke your phone, punch the wall.
Yeah.
And Santana needs special attention. And because if somebody doesn't do something exactly how Michael wants it, he doesn't react well. And Kylie is the only one that I know would love Santana like I do, which
Right.
really just
And I
touched my
get
heart.
that.
That was sweet.
I totally get it.
I got it too.
And
And
I understand what Justine's trying to do.
I do too.
When she says with the Kylie and Michael, because when Skylar was younger, I changed my will. I gave her to both my mom and James. You know what I mean? Because I
Yeah.
had the other parent who's alive, but had nothing to do with the child.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? I said I want y'all both to work together to raise her if something were to happen to me.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get what she's trying to do. She's doing it all fucked up like.
Yeah. She needs to have a conversation, whatever. So the lawyer says, you can accomplish these goals with a co-guardianship. Kylie would have a voice, but Mike would be, the patriarch of the family. So Mike walks back in. He goes, I'm sorry that I walked out. I just needed a minute. I needed to take a minute. And she says, whatever decision I make, it's going to suck. It's going to suck no matter what. And he says, because he said, yeah, I'm going to feel like I lost you and then I'm losing the kids. Like I'm losing everything. So I think that what the lawyer said is they could still all live together under the roof and Kylie could still go to school and all that. But when it comes to decisions for Santana and Bentley, she would be involved.
Yeah.
And I think that's,
as long as that's a win-win situation for that kind of situation.
But by the way, guys, she had the baby. She's fine.
Has she had the baby?
I don't know. When she gets pregnant, she's pregnant for 14 to 19
2
months.
years.
She's an elephant. She's pregnant for
She's
a really long time.
I was just about to say she's a fucking elephant.
We don't even know how long that woman stays pregnant for.
It's a while. She likes it.
Okay, Britney and Kerok. So the Chiron says they're in Richmond, Virginia. They are in Alexandria, Virginia.
Okay.
Which is, if no traffic occurs, it's an hour from Richmond. But generally it's going to be over 2 hours. It is not a hop, skip, and a jump. It is not saying Alexandria and Arlington or Arlington and Washington, D.C. or anything like that. It is literally a 1 hour train ride. It is not close.
Okay.
So that says I don't know why they're trying to fool us with this. So
we're at Mary Payne on the case. She's going to call them out.
So we're at Coffee's apartment. Now we remember Coffee. We met Coffee before. This is Kerok's mentor who was in prison with them and then was out. And she is not Britney's aunt. So I don't know why Britney said she had to live with her aunt and get her name on a lease.
I remember.
Because Coffee is not related to either of them.
No.
Okay. Just making sure we heard that right last week. Okay.
Yep, we did.
What did you think about Coffee's dogs, Roger and Foxy Lady?
So cute. So cute. Yes.
I really love when people name their dogs things like Roger. That shit is funny.
It used to piss me off when people would name their animals like real human names.
Human names, yeah.
Because I'm like, you can name them something so much fun, but there is humor in someone who has named their animal a real human. Like I have a Liam.
Yeah, Liam.
I didn't give him that name. I was pissed off he came with that. And I'm like, this is a fucking human's name. But I'm like, I can't change his name. He's had it for a year. So now it's funny to me. I'm like, there goes Liam.
Yeah.
Lord Liam over there. Yeah.
So Roger and Foxy Lady are walking around knocking their food bowls over. You saw how crowded that
Yeah.
apartment was, and then they had
Woo!
that blow up mattress. Can you
Woo!
imagine now they've got
No.
2 cameramen and a producer and everything in there too?
My skin started itching just looking at that. I'm like, I'm breaking out in hives. That
It was too
is
much.
sensory overload right there. Just too much.
Too much. So, Coffee's talking to Brittany and it's like, explain to me the situation. And Brittany goes, it's Texas that's denying me. It's not my,
Mhm.
my PO here in Richmond. um, and Coffee goes, well, I'm happy to have y'all here. I'd have you here forever and live here forever. I'm so grateful y'all are always cleaning up stuff. And they're like, we can't take
Yeah.
this mess. We can't take this
Right.
mess. So in the talking head, Kerok goes, yeah, it's crowded in there. Like there's
Yeah.
knickknacks everywhere. I got to do a side
Yeah.
step just to get to the bathroom. Like I love her so much. And I'm so grateful that she let us stay there. But we are currently like living off my savings and like something's got to change.
Yeah.
Okay. So they go to the Beeliner Diner in the Bradley Shopping Center, which is the last place producer Ingrid and I met to have our business lady
Are you
business meeting.
serious?
Yes. It's a good spot between where we live. And it's right by Ingrid's
Okay.
church. We meet there all the time.
Do they have good food?
Yeah, it's a diner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a really good Hallmark shop there that has Hallmark shop that has like a whole gift section. There's a
Okay.
Michael's, there's a Fresh Market, there's a Starbucks. I mean, we go there a lot, okay?
You
Uh,
should have told the people that next time that Kerok and Brittany come there, they need to put their picture on the wall.
well, believe me, next time I go there, I'm gonna be like, have you seen these 2 people? And hold up my phone and then get the whole story after I call the lady
Yes.
from the floral shop. So
Yes.
they sit down and talk about expenses. Okay. $267 for their phones.
Mhm.
$1,400 rent in a place they can't live in.
Mhm.
$350 rent to pay to Coffee. Now, how long have you been at
Mhm.
Coffee's?
Well, it sounded like they were only at the motel for like a week or 2.
No, remember when they were at the motel, it said it had been 30 days at the motel. That's why she had th yes, they'd been at that motel for a month,
Okay. Okay.
for a month. 'Cause that's
Okay.
remember we were like, "Holy cow, they've already been there a month?"
Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So then they discuss how much her nails are to get done, and
That
he's
is
like,
insane.
$500 to $600 a month to get those nails done?
That's crazy.
And
Bitch, where are you even going? You don't even have a job.
aren't you a nail tech?
Yeah, you should be practicing on your own damn nails
I
and
thought that
doing a client so y'all can get some damn money.
I thought she was a nail tech. So she says, look, if you have to go to Texas without me, you can go and you can work HVAC there and then
Yes.
send me back money to live with Coffee. I mean, that sounds like a good plan. Go ahead and get
Yeah,
there,
that's what I would
live
do.
live in the apartment you're paying
Right.
for. And then he says, yeah, and your cousin just became manager. I rewound that because
Oh,
I was like, her cousin just became manager,
became
like at the
manager.
HVAC place. So I wonder if that's why they're moving to Houston because she's got a cousin that's a manager of a HVAC, so Kerok can have an assured job. And then they took Kerok's whole family with them.
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't make any
Mm-mm.
sense.
But
So
it is
she's
Kerok and Brittany.
that's
So,
yeah, now that we can
mhm.
agree on.
Yeah.
And she says, you just need to go ahead and go so you can make money. And what if I could never go? Like, I mean, you need to go
That's
ahead and
true.
go. Or I may
Yeah.
never be able to go. And he goes, baby, we can just elope. We should just get married. And she goes, baby.
You know that's what she wants more than anything in the world.
I know. Oh, stop. What, baby?
Mhm.
And he goes, because once you're married, you'll have a home to go to with me because and they're talking head. She goes, I have to be on the lease of a family member. And if I
Right.
did that, then legally I would be Kerok's family member. Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
So, and he goes, we don't have to tell anybody, we'll just go and get it done. And then we'll do a family wedding later. And
Mhm.
he goes, I'm only going to go to Texas without you if you agree to do my plan to go ahead and get married. And she's like,
It
no, but
makes sense to me.
it makes sense to me too. But then,
Yeah.
of course, they got to be extra and they got to get a dress and they got to do flowers and they got to actually make it like a wedding. No, you walk your ass to
No,
the courthouse and pay your fee and then you're married.
that's it.
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
it.
That's what I did.
And so he goes, he's going to plan it. He's going to plan it and he's going to find a dress. She goes, well, I don't trust you to find me a dress. Now you just said you had no money.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
The last thing you need to be doing is buying a damn wedding dress, paying for flowers and all. No.
Now
They're so young and dumb sometimes.
she goes with her friend Shayla to a wedding dress shop in Old Town Alexandria, literally 1 block from my friend Mary's office. Like, what are we doing? It's on Washington Street. It's right in Old Town. Why are we saying this is Richmond when these places you can easily Google them and see they're in Alexandria?
So I think it's kind of like where I live. I live in the Leak City, Dickinson area.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone were to talk about it, if I was talking to someone else, I'd say Houston.
Okay. Richmond is a metropolitan area. Alexandria is a metropolitan. You would not say you lived in Dallas.
Okay. No.
That would be a whole different city.
Yeah.
So like
and 4 hours away.
I say Washington, D.C. because I'm in the Washington, D.C. area, just like you would be in the Houston area.
Right.
Alexandria is not in the Richmond area. It is nowhere near the Richmond area.
So
I'm so annoyed.
So I think what it is that when they lived in their house, that was Richmond.
That was Richmond. And they're from Richmond.
Keep putting Richmond. Yeah, so they just keep putting Richmond.
But remember that scary, scary friend that Kerok had that used to follow Britney around that had the crazy hair that was terrifying?
Ebok. It was E something.
Whatever. He was scary.
Yeah.
He lived in Alexandria because she would say something about when you saw that girl down in Alexandria, when you were with that girl down.
Yeah, I remember.
You right? Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So they've got a lot of connection in Alexandria, and I just gonna have to figure it out. So
you will.
So now they go to this right by my house. Shop. Yeah. So Shayla says, I don't know, you're not doing this the way you want to do it. Like you're not doing the wedding the way you want to do it. And she goes, he has some kind of control over you, girl. Then Kerok goes over to Christopher's Flowers. Yes. Like where I told you, Dave gets flowers all the time. Mm-hmm. And I looked up the owner. We have 6 mutual friends on Facebook. And so then they've gone to Ellie's Bridal in Washington. I was just so annoyed. Anyway, so it is, she puts on a lovely wedding dress. She says her budget is $600. Mm-hmm. And she goes, but I just feel so bad because like, I wish my mom could come and also my abuela could come. And Shayla goes, you really should talk to them about the elopement. Like you should just let them know at least that you're going to have a family wedding later, but you should let them know that you're doing this. Mm-hmm. So then Coffee says the same thing to Kerok. So Kerok sits down in the flower shop and calls Tammy and gets voicemail. And he just hangs up.
She's still pissed off.
And he goes, I tried. I was like, well, you didn't leave a message. You didn't really try.
Because he's scared.
Well, he's scared.
Tammy got to cuss him out.
Over at the bridal shop, Britney comes out in a really nice dress. It's like long and flowy and everything. And they're like, this is too much money. And the dress is for an elopement. It doesn't look like like a dress for an elopement. It looks like a dress for a big wedding.
A wedding. Yes.
And the dress is $2,000 and her budget is $600.
Why did she even put it on?
Tell the lady, don't
my
show
budget.
Me,
yes.
Don't show me anything over $600. By the way, don't show me anything over $100 because I don't have any money.
Yeah, she should have got her dress off Amazon.
Totally. And it would have looked just like that one.
Yes, it would have. Yep.
So the dress is $2,000, so she can't afford it. So Shayla says, I don't understand why you can't still go to Texas and plan for the big wedding. And she was like, well, if we get married now and here and everything, then we'll be married. And so Texas won't be able to have a problem with two felons living together. And Shayla goes, but how do you know that? She goes, I'm just like assuming. And Shayla goes, you need to call your PO and find out first and just ask some questions. Like, just ask some questions. Mm-hmm. Now she comes out in a strapless dress. And I thought it looked really good.
It looks really good.
Looked really good. We didn't find out how much that one cost, though. But she is wearing it later in the thing. Or did we find out how much it cost? I didn't think we did.
No, they didn't say.
I didn't write it down.
I'm assuming it was within budget. That's why no one mentioned how much it costs.
Yeah, it looked really good on her. And they make up. Now she's in this gown and they make a call to the parole officer. And she says, yeah, Kerok and I are just thinking we're going to elope. We're going to go ahead and get married. And the PO says, the state of Texas is wary of anyone trying to fraud them. Mm-hmm. And I would not recommend that you do this. And she's like, okay, bye. So we'll see.
So here's the thing, though. They were planning to get married. It wasn't like all of a sudden they're like, let's just get married. They are engaged. They have been living together. All of this. She shouldn't have made that phone call to the probation officer. She should have just gotten married. But her friend Shayla's such a fucking hater. Like her friend doesn't like Kerok.
Shayla the hater. Yeah.
Yes, that is exactly. She doesn't like Kerok. I don't know what her problem is. Maybe she wants to lick Britney herself. I don't know.
Okay.
But she does. There's something. She was a hater. She's a hater every time we see her.
I know, but she's a fellow Alexandrian, so I have to be. Maybe Britney is too. Okay.
You're gonna mail that girl a pink shade t-shirt, aren't you?
No, I don't want to wear it on television. Or maybe I do.
You do.
Wait a minute.
Well, let me send her a Libra Lounge one too.
I say we just make her a care package.
Right?
Okay. Next time on Life After Lockup, Joey says to Kim, "What are you doing? God damn, I feel like I'm being lied to." And in the talking heads, he says, "She got her ex on the back burner." Well, I don't think she does. I just think she just kind of forgot to divorce him.
Yeah, she's been too busy chasing your ass around.
Right. Getting DNA tests and all that.
Yeah. So, that's a lot. That takes up a lot of room in your schedule.
And she's a teacher. Well, she's a assistant teacher.
Yeah.
So it looks like we see Zaria and Troy's apartment has burned down.
Yeah. I mean, everywhere Zaria goes, something happens.
But
that's
remember, she doesn't know how money just comes to her.
It ain't coming now.
Well, is it coming in the form of an insurance payment? Now, why is Zaria doing bad now? Is that what you're saying? Or we're on the show?
On the show so far, what we've seen, I mean, shit ain't right. Like,
she shouldn't have spent $1,000 on that damn red tattoo up and down the side of her body.
Ew.
Look like a burn mark.
Look like a fucking infected burn mark.
Maybe that was foreshadowing. Okay. So a friend goes to the bar where Melissa works and says, "Did you see the video that Louie posted?" She's like, "Oh my God." Okay. Who knows? It's just one of his workout videos. Who cares?
Yes,
maybe there's a girl in it. Yeah, maybe there's a girl in it.
I think he knows better.
I think he knows better, and I think he's really in love with her.
He is.
Yeah.
Who else will put up with that shit?
Stop. Okay, it's Britney and Kerok's wedding. Don't worry, I'm gonna find out exactly where it is because I'm sure it was in my backyard and I didn't even see it.
It probably was while you were gone. They did it in the backyard. Anna, do you mind? We're just gonna be out here for an hour. Chill your mom later.
Me. We're gonna be under the basketball hoop. And so they're standing at the altar, but she's in that dress. They're standing at the altar, and she goes, "Babe, I have something to tell you, and I'm very stressed out." And then we see her walk off. So she probably says what she says. She says, "We got approved by the state of Texas, so we don't have to get married. Do you still want to marry me anyway?" And then he says, "Yes, baby, I do." That's my prediction.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I haven't seen it. It's my prediction.
That's a good, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then we see Bianca walking around crying and going, "I don't know where he went. I don't know what I did."
You don't know where.
It's not normal.
You don't know where a person goes when they're hiding from you, which seems to be what he's fucking doing. Yeah, you're not supposed to.
The car with Robert and went to take a sex ed class. I mean,
right.
By the way,
buy her some fucking shampoo.
By the way, Keisha, let me tell you something exciting. When I was in Oxford, Mississippi this weekend, and Kevin Costner was around. How do you feel about Kevin?
I saw that somewhere.
Yeah.
Isn't he? Didn't he say something about a certain someone that he likes?
Who? What? I don't know. What?
Like presidential wise?
Kevin Costner?
I thought
I think
that was Dennis Quaid. Yes. Well, what's wrong with Kevin Costner?
Nothing's wrong with him. He's hot.
Yeah. I thought you said like someone had an issue with him.
I don't have an issue with him. I thought Amy loved him. So I was like, ooh, I'm all excited. Okay. This weekend, I'm going to tell Amy all about how I knew Kevin Costner was going to be in town. I was so excited about it. And then I ended up seeing him a couple of times. I was so excited about it. But Amy's like, "Why do you think I love Kevin Costner?" I was like, "Because you love Yellowstone." And she's like, "I just love Yellowstone. I don't care about him."
Okay, so that's the post I saw, and I thought that meant that Amy did not like him. Okay, now that makes sense.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Because I was like, Amy Archer doesn't care. But lots of all the other bunkies were like, "Well, we care. He's hot. Where was he?"
Yeah, Kevin Costner is hot.
He looks great. 69 years old. He looks great.
You know, me and my mom were talking about him not too long ago. We were talking about celebrities that are way older than they look. And he was on that list. And we looked up like, damn, I didn't know Kevin Costner was that old. He looks good.
I know. Yeah. I think he's got like 3 sets of kids. I think he's got kids like in the 40s. Then he's got
He's
this
got
set.
little kids. He
He's
got
got this.
twins that are young.
He's got this set, and the son is
Yeah.
looking Ole Miss next year. And then he's got little ones with that third wife.
Yeah, that's too many sets of kids.
There's lots of
I
sets
can
of
only
kids.
deal with one baby mama.
He has
That's it.
7 kids, is our understanding.
Ooh, that's
a
6
lot.
too many. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's only 2
You know
away.
me.
He's only 2
You know
away
me from Montana Mills.
Yes.
They're gonna do a movie together. What is it? What could be the title of their movie? I don't know.
Dances with Mills.
So there you go.
There you go.
The whole soundtrack is gonna be all Montana Mills, and maybe Kevin Costner is gonna come in like on one song and do the hook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that was one thing that was exciting that happened to me this weekend. And another thing that was exciting that happened to me this weekend was I was in the bathroom at the restaurant where I saw Kevin Costner. And the reason I was going to the bathroom was to look at Kevin Costner because that's where his table was. And I went to the bathroom and there was a girl in there and she was like, "Are you Mary Payne?" Can you believe that?
That's always so much. I get embarrassed, but it really is kind of fun.
But anyway, her name is Robin and she is a listener, but she went to Ole Miss, like, my people know her people, and we ended up talking and she was like a Trudell and she was, younger than me. So obviously, I don't know. I didn't know her, but
hi,
she
Robin.
was super cute, super nice. And I got recognized in the bathroom and I talked about it all weekend.
I mean, that's big. I mean, when we get recognized, that's kind of big. And it's worth telling everyone you know about it.
I had to tell the whole table and then nobody cared. But my husband cared and he thought it was great.
Because our husbands, yes. Our biggest cheerleaders are our husbands. Yes.
He was like, "Look at you, that's so great." And then he was like, "One time we were at Bellhaven Country Club and a girl came up and knew Mary Payne." And I was like, "Okay, stop."
They keep that. He saw her. Have him and producer James been talking?
I mean, really, he's always like, "Y'all don't even know." I did.
Speaking of producer James, I got to go watch his show. He's doing a comedy spot tonight.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, you have to go.
Yes.
Okay. You have to go. Okay. Everybody, follow the Libra Lounge with Keisha on Instagram.
Yeah.
Listen to her podcast. Your podcast pops up on my mom's podcast feed because she subscribes.
Oh no.
She subscribes to mine and then it'll go other podcasts you might like. And then yours comes up and like Amy's and Reality Gaze and it because it pulls like and I go, "Mom," I go, you don't want to listen to that. You don't want to listen to that. She did say she likes to hear you on my podcast. She thinks you're very funny. She doesn't care for the language for me either.
I'm so, oh God, I'm so sorry.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? I was like, no. You don't want to listen to that. It's not for the faint of heart.
No, God, I would die.
But everybody out there, if you don't mind some cursing and some crude jokes, Keisha's the girl for you.
Yes.
She's the girl for you. And I wish you would have told me it was producer James doing comedy. I would have insisted we do this tomorrow. Okay, everybody, follow Keisha, follow me at Pink Shade Pod, and thank you. And I'll be back tomorrow with 90 Day Before the 90 Day with Kimberly. Okay, bye.